Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
It's been such a long time since I've genuinely enjoyed an anime. In recent years, nothing seemed to do it for me, even though we have this abundance of anime every season. You'd think the choices are plenty, but it was tough to find something that clicked with me. To find an anime that I really wanted to watch, which made me heavily gravitate towards manga, a medium which I ended up loving, but I still miss the sense of wonder in the emotions anime used to give me through its visuals, animation, soundtrack, voice acting. I was craving the flavor of anime. And as any other normal person would do to satisfy their cravings, I started browsing YouTube aimlessly at 2 AM. That's what everyone does, right? And then I saw this. I clicked on it, watched the first 20 seconds, and I was instantly mesmerized by it. This opening oozes so much style and passion, it's so catchy and clean. What is going on? It's intoxicating. Of course, I had to check the anime and it pulled out the same reaction out of me. I finally found it. Everything I missed about anime is Call of the Night. Coming from the hands of, I can't believe he's not drawing hentai with that art style, Kotoyama, who you might know from Dagashikashi and those how can this guy not draw hentai eyes? Call of the Night is exactly what it sounds like. Yamoriko is a middle schooler dropout, on the surface a kind and popular person, top of his class with a brilliant future ahead of him. But who dislikes all of that? The attention, the relationships, he struggles to find motivation for anything. And so he ventures into the eerie of the night to escape the dread of the day. Quiet and peaceful, no distractions that can get in Ko's way, except for one short chick dressed like a hooker who's totally not a vampire. Nazuna joins Ko in wandering the night with the intention of grabbing him as a takeaway drink. Ko takes the bait, only to surprise Nazuna by asking her to turn him into a vampire. In good old anime fashion, turning someone isn't all that simple. The process requires the prey to fall in love with the predator. Quite poetic if you ask me. Stockholm Syndrome was too. And so they come to an agreement. Nazuna gets to drink as much blood from Ko as she pleases, when she pleases, and Ko is free to fall in love with her if he can. That's what kicks off their journey into the night. And before I get into the relationship and everything else, I must talk about the aesthetics of this anime. They are bewitching, from the neon purple coloring of the backgrounds to the bright yellow tint of the street lamps and this mesmerizing starry sky. It uses vibrant colors which you wouldn't expect to see depicting the night of all things. I would envision a more noir-like moodiness, yet they work so great. This unique color palette that does an amazing job at showing the beauty of the night, and not just in the sense of experiencing it, but realizing that it has always been there. You really get a great feel of the night as a whole. And then you have these beautiful yet crazy and twisted character designs. Everyone seems like they're cross-eyed, which is kind of funny and could be contemplating murder at all times. The soundtrack is fantastic and this opening song has been playing on repeat throughout my entire editing process. If I were to listen to the ending song, I wouldn't get anywhere done. I would play either for you, but I'm afraid I'll get copyrighted, so check out the Creepy Nuts. I mean, let me just say that even the name of the band fits well with the anime. This is crazy. If you've watched anything by Shaft, if you didn't, my dude, what are you doing? You will definitely feel a very similar vibe in Call of the Night, especially a similar atmosphere to Monogatari. And of course you will, you have the base director Tomoyuki Itamura, who never missed in his entire life. This guy also loves his vampires. I'm not saying this lightly, I can't see a single flaw in the production of Call of the Night. Just look at this random scene they added in the anime that happens in the first episode when they're in a lift and we can see Ko's reflection in the mirror but not Nazuna's. A nice and subtle way to show the audience who went into this anime blind what Nazuna really is, or how her reflection is missing in the dance sequences from the opening song despite the room being filled with mirrors. It's incredibly good and it deserves every praise it gets. As a person who loves nights and does just about everything but some humanly unavoidable things at night, this show hit right up my alley. It's one of those that you get as soon as you've watched even a minute of it, which is why I was inclined to say that it appeals to a niche of people, those who do more than just dabble into the night. But the anime plays around the idea and wonder of life during the night. It makes you curious to see what's so special about it. Why do people prefer nights? Why do they stay up at night? Why do they get stabbed in the middle of London? These questions are explored through Ko and Nazuna, a newbie into the night and a veteran of that life, who form a rather interesting relationship. Ko is motivated to follow his quest to fall in love with Nazuna and become a vampire who could forever enjoy the wonder of the night, while she just wants to have some fun enjoying his delicious blood. But the dynamic between them is the heart of the anime. It's so fun to watch. This contrast between the sassy devil-may-care, slightly sinister but easily flustered Nazuna and the confused, sincere and slightly mentally unstable Ko, who had no second thought sleeping in a futon with a creepy hooker, makes them bounce off each other with such enthusiasm it's freaking intoxicating. Nazuna is trying to pull Ko out of his shell to make him enjoy life and find his purpose in life. Despite her being a fairly old vampire, she's rather immature with a playful personality, the type to casually make a lewd joke and then cover up her embarrassment. She's posing as an experienced grown-up, but Ko, with his down view on life, can see that she's the complete opposite. Someone who bursts with enthusiasm at the idea of playing with walkie-talkies. But because he's always been lonely and struggled to make connections, he's happy to have one. The thought of finally making a friend and hanging out with them every night excites him as much as it excites Nazuna. Usually when I talk about an anime that's based on a manga, I would read a bit ahead to make sure it's actually worth it and doesn't have a sudden drop in quality making the video pointless. But with Call of the Night, I don't want to do that. I don't want to know anything that might disrupt this sense of infatuating wonder. I will eventually read the manga when the anime ends and the inevitable craving for a sequel kicks in. Please let this one get a sequel, but for the moment I just want to experience every episode as it comes. Everything about Call of the Night is gripping. It's been so long since I've been this excited for an anime and I'm sure it's going to pop off hard. Watch Call of the Night.